Okay, the digital life hack, it just got better because coming up after it, hear one of the most engaging calls from my weekend show. It's called The Kim Komando Show. Yeah, funny how that works. Stopped by a gas station lately? Every cent counts when filling up costs nearly $100. I'm Kim Komando, brought to you by NetSuite. Attention business owners, get a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program at netsuite.com/Kim. There's one way to save on gas costs that you already have in your pocket, the Google Maps app. It tells you the most fuel-efficient route that can save you between 5 to 15% on gas usage. Next time you hit the road, open Google Maps, type where you want to go in the search bar, and tap the directions button. Be sure to select the route with the leaf icon. It may not be the fastest way to get somewhere, but it's designed to keep fuel in your tank. Now, of course, gas isn't the problem if you drive an electric vehicle. It's finding a place to charge up along the way. For that, check out PlugShare. It helps you find EV charging stations around town. But better yet, you can map out your entire trip and figure out where compatible charging stations are located along the way. Join 500,000 folks who get TechSmart the easy way with my free newsletter at getkim.com. All right, just as I promised, here's a fantastic call from my show that you've got to hear. Keith in Long Beach, New York. Hello there, Keith.
Hello, Kim. I don't know if you can help me, but I have purchased so many different headsets, Bluetooth headsets, and I'm talking, good ones, Plantronics and such, and they just the connection will just drop off, and whether it's my computer or my cell, and it's like I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm looking for something that I can depend on.
And so, what's happening? Is it just losing the connection in the middle of a call? Does it matter whatever you're using? Are you on a Mac or Windows? I mean,
actually, when I spoke with your assistant a little bit, the call just dropped on my cell phone.
Did it?
So, yeah. So I'm like, wow, see, it does happen, but there's no pattern, there's no consistency. And, this is my business line, if you will.
Right.
So I need that phone to work.
All the basics, you got all the updates for all the devices. And is it Windows or Mac that you're using?
It is Windows. Sorry, I should have said that.
And then what kind of phone?
I have a OnePlus 7.
Well, that should work. Well, that should work pretty fine. And, just to let you know, like the range before Bluetooth, you want to keep that around 10 feet. That sounds like it's probably within 10 feet, right?
I'm inches away.
Okay. All right. It's really hard sometimes to diagnose and do tech support on the air. It really is.
Of course.
I can tell you that, if you are using earbuds, that you may have better luck with that because it's maybe the latest technology and that it may be more inclined to work with the newer stuff like the OnePlus phone and the Windows laptop, maybe than something like a Plantronics. I'm all Apple, so I'm using Apple AirPods and they work fabulously. John, our tech guy here, who's just great about everything, he keeps his Samsung earbuds in all day long. So maybe instead of looking at a headset, maybe you look at some of the, and I'm happy to point you to like even Raycon. Those are fabulous earbuds, and they're like $80. And so maybe you might have better luck in pairing those devices. But if you have all the system updates for your devices, and that includes your phone, and I mean, you really shouldn't have those type of issues. You could have maybe some interference, but even those problems have been solved over the years that now if you have a pair of earbuds, it's just like, oh, you have earbuds. Would you like to connect them? Yeah. Okay. So it's not like you have to go through all these gyrations. The only time that I find where my Bluetooth might not work properly is if I have multiple devices that are attached to it. And so where I have the AirPods attached to my MacBook, my phone, and my car, that sometimes it's like, okay, I'm confused. Where do you want me to be? So I'm like, I'm confused too. So, and that's where you have to actually pick it off the list.
Right.
So I would try, and I hate to make you go buy something else, but I would try, if you go to Raycon, Raycon.com. And so I think they're a sponsor on our podcast, not here on the show. But I use Raycons as well. Is that if you use promo code Kim, I think you're going to save like 15% or something like that. So Raycon.com, and I've used them, I've tested them before I put my name attached to them. I did make sure that they worked with a lot of devices. We tested them here in the studios too. And you can go on Amazon. There's like 1,000 different earbuds, and I know that. So that's where you kind of Samsung. You want to get those. If you're on anything else, you want to take a look at these Raycons. And if you're on Apple, it's really hard to beat the AirPod Pros. I mean, I know they're super expensive. They're like triple the cost of the Raycons, but they are pretty darn good. And especially when you start working with all the electronics that go along with it. Carl in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And Keith, thank you for your call. Hey, major thanks for giving me your listening time today. And if a tech question is just gnawing at you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with me. Hop on over to Komando.com and hit email Kim. I read every single note. Now, in a digital world, you need to stay up to date. That's why you need my free daily newsletter. You can sign up right now over at GetKim.com. That's GetKim.com.